Tonight, live from the rinks in Hyde Park, New York, the Stony Brook University Seawolves take on Rutgers University Ice Knights in an ACHA divisional matchup. You're watching Seawolves Hockey Live. And welcome back to Seawolves Hockey Live, everyone. Eamon Yanni here. Welcome back tonight as the Seawolves return home for a two-game set against the Rutgers University Ice Knights. Last weekend, the Seawolves were defeated by the University of Central Oklahoma, losing both games by the score 3-1 and 4-3. On the positive side, newcomer Chris Molnar tallied his first two goals as a Seawolf. But on the negative side, in Game 1, the Seawolves lost forward Matt Crockett to an upper body injury. Crockett isn't back in the lineup tonight, so the Seawolves will look to redeem last weekend's double loss and also look to redeem the two-game loss against Rutgers earlier this season. The Seawolves are also without their captain, J.T. Hall, who's currently playing for Team USA in the World University Games, being played over in Kazakhstan. But tonight and tomorrow night, it's all about the Seawolves and looking for payback on the Ice Knights for the two losses that they suffered earlier in the season. Let's bring in Andy Sukoff. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that we know about this Rutgers team.
Well, Andy, the big thing is they have a clear-cut #1 goalie in Chris Marcillo. Looking at his stats, he's played in all but 2 games thus far for the Ice Knights, and he's recorded some good stats with a 12-11 record, a 3.43 goals against, and a 914 save percentage. But their one of the biggest problems they have is they're very top-heavy. If they're not getting goal scoring or any kind of production from their top 2 players, they're really at a loss.
And when we see what they've done scoring-wise, it's almost crazy how they can have a winning record of 8-6 on the at home and yet be outscored in the goals for and goals against average percentage. So we are wondering what happens to Rutgers when they're home. And when they win by a goal or 2. When they lose, they must lose by more than a couple.
Yeah, and it's always in the close games where you see what a team is made out of.
I know the Seawolves faced them earlier in the season. Coach Garofalo said they must have had 60 shots on Marcelo, and he stopped all of them and shut them out. So I think tonight the game plan for the Seawolves is just shoot early and often and get as many shots on Marcelo as you can.
Absolutely, and with this Rutgers team that plays well on the road, Stony Brook's going to have to start out quickly and get on the board first.
Let's do this while we have the players on the ice. Let's go through the players' spotlight. Let's take a gander over at the Rutgers team first. Leading their scoring, I have number 9, Brian Nad. In 24 games, Nad's got 16 goals, 19 assists for 35 points. Two power play goals, a shorthanded goal, 16 minutes in penalties. He's got a couple of game winners. Currently ranked 47th. In the ACHA.
Which is not bad at all.
Big kid. Nad's been around. We've watched him for years. He's really coming into his playing skill and showing it this season by leading the team in goals. Next behind him, as you said, Kevin Fetch is the next leading scorer in 20 games. He's got 13 goals, 12 assists for 25 points, 5 power play goals. Got to watch him on the power play. 10 penalty minutes and 2 game winners. And after that, he drops off.
You got a huge drop off there going to number 20, Griffin Privitera. He's the 3rd leading scorer on this team. He's got only 5 goals and 6 assists for 11 points in 23 games. So he's averaging only a half a point per game, which is not really indicative of a 3rd leading scorer on a team.
And when you look at the rest of the players, it drops off so severely that everybody's almost in single digits. So
yeah, they have only 5 players with double-digit points on the season and only 2 players with more than 7 goals.
But what keeps them in the game is number 37. And the Seawolves have to solve him tonight.
Chris Marcillo can keep Rutgers in any game that he plays in, and that's why he's had the lion's share of the ice time.
All right, for the Seawolves, we're looking at number 77, Chris Stemke. In 27 games, Stemke's got 21 goals, 24 assists, 45 points. He's got 3 power play goals, 2 shorties, 28 minutes in penalties, 5 game-winning goals. And Stemke is ranked 11th in the league now. He's really coming to his own.
Ever since the beginning of the season, he's really blossomed into the player that Coach Garofalo wanted him to become.
Not on the ice tonight. Over in
Kazakhstan
is number 17, JT Hall. He's second on the team in 24 games, 21 goals, 16 assists, 37 points, 4 power play goals, 2 shorties, 36 minutes in penalties, and 2 game winners. Surprisingly, but not surprisingly enough, is the third leading scorer for the Seawolves is number 27, Frank Sherding. Sherding, Andy, tell us about Sherding.
He is arguably one of the best defensemen in the ACHA with 11 goals and 19 assists for 30 points in 28 games, 8 power play goals, which leads the team, and 36 penalty minutes, 1 game-winning goal. So when you see him out on the power play, you can really expect to see that big shot coming from him.
Now, missing from the Seawolves lineup tonight, there are a few healthy scratches. That's Heffernan, and there's a few others. There's 89, Slagle's a scratch, Cassina's a scratch. Bakari's out on injury. Amarand is out. Bokikio's still out on injury. Boudreau is a healthy scratch. In the lineup tonight for the Seawolves, and starting number 13 at center, Matt Crockett. Number 21, Brian Bozer. Number 71, Devin Palmieri. On defense, number 75, Frank Kasha. Number 27, Francisco Sherding. And number 31 in net, that's Payne Yoda. And Yoda will be backed up by Rothwell.
Before we go to break, there is one player I think we should give an honorable mention to because he has shot up the Stone and Brook rankings, and that's Brad Riccardi. Ever since he made his debut with the Seawolves, he's done nothing but putting points on the board. He's
going to be the star of the game, I think. We're going to keep a spotlight on Riccardi tonight, definitely. For the starting lineup for Rutgers, it'll be 17 Holowuk, number 12 Fitch on wing, Masuk, number 93 on wing. On D will be number 77 Bolender, number 13 Siegel, and in net Marcelo, number 37. All right, folks, we're at the end of our pregame here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to drop the puck. Stick around. Thanks for tuning in and watching Seawolves Hockey Live. And welcome back to Seawolves Hockey Live. Everyone, Andy Mignani along with Andy Sukoff. Trevor behind the controls. We got one of the Seawolves hockey players here helping us out. That's Chris Molnar on the camera. We appreciate Chris helping us out. We'll have another one up here hopefully soon. You got the Stony Brook Pep Rally Band here down on the right side. And the Seawolves had their warm-up. We're just waiting for the teams to come onto the ice. Ice Girls are on the ice anticipating the teams. Jim Maritano, our PA announcer, is in place and ready to go. And Andy, I think we talked a little bit about this in the pregame, but I think what's really important for the Seawolves tonight is to come out hard, come out fast, and get an early goal.
Yes, that's absolutely true, because this Rutgers team is good on the road, and they can take control of the game pretty quickly. So Stony Brook has to take it to them and get control of the game early and put Rutgers on their heels, so that way they control the flow of the game and the tempo.
Yeah. Before tonight's game, we got a chance to watch the Stony Brook alumni game. It's always fun to watch and see some of the guys that were just, with the team last year, or some of the parents I had a chance to chat with. Vinny Lopes' dad was there, and
he can still fly.
Yeah, and current dad, JT Hall, his father's here as well, and JT's in Kazakhstan. So, but he's here all the time, and we see these folks every game, and they come up to us and they say, you know what? Listen to the broadcast. You guys do a heck of a job. And we just say thanks. We just love it.
We're always appreciative of people who come up, who take the time, and because they don't have to.
They just, unsolicited, they come up and say thanks. And they'll ask, how long you been doing this? And I said, I don't know. It's been a couple of years, I guess. Yeah. But we do it mainly because it's fun.
Yeah, and
absolutely. We enjoy. Also, the coaching staff is good. The players are great. The fans that come down here are respective.
Yeah,
it's not
and especially on a night like this, on a Friday night, you got a decent amount of people here already.
Oh yeah, they're still coming in, so it'll be a good crowd here tonight again. And every weekend the Seawolves do something for charity. Always there'll be something going on here tonight and tomorrow night as well. The linesmen have hit the ice. Altman will be our referee tonight. One of our linesmen is going to be Ruben, and our other linesman is heading out right now. He is coming out.
He's right
Seawolves are hitting the ice right now, and they'll be doing a quick skate. And it's Scabelli will be our other linesman. And Seawolves are on the ice. And if you noticed, they're wearing their alumni colors, the red alumni jerseys and uniforms, which are very nice. They're actually the road reds, but to me it looks like it's an alumni jersey compared to what they normally wear. Actually, you're right. That is their road jersey, which we never see because we're always here. They're wearing white all the time. So tonight, the Seawolves are wearing their road reds, and Rutgers is also wearing their road browns.
I guess it's a good thing that Rutgers didn't decide not to go with their Scarlet Knight uniforms and wear red themselves. It's
going to be a little tough with red helmets on both sides, though.
That'd be a little confusing.
All right, let's get to kick it down to Jim Maritano for the starting lineups.
And the Stony Brook Seawolves. Here now for the starting lineups. For Rutgers, number 12, Kevin Fish. Number 13, Brendan Siegel. Number 17, Nicholas Owoko. Number 77, Rob Olinder. Number 93, CJ Anderson. And in goal, number 37, Christopher Marcel.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this evening's game is alumni night.
Oh, we're going to do a ceremony puck drop here at this time, so we'll stay with it.
We ask that you direct your attention to the center ice area, where this year's Anthony Franzoni III Endowed Scholarship will be awarded. The scholarship is being presented by Mr. Franzoni at Stony Brook University in memory of Anthony Franzoni III. Anthony was a member of the ice hockey team from 2000 to 2005 and is one of Stony Brook's all-time leading scorers. He will always be remembered as an outstanding athlete. But beyond that, he will be remembered as a great person and friend. Anthony was killed tragically in a car accident on Sunday, October the 1st, 2006. The Anthony Franzoni III Endowed Scholarship is awarded annually to Stony Brook University students who display outstanding academic excellence, preferably in biology or healthcare services-related field, and has made significant contributions to the ice hockey program as a player, manager, coach, club member, or supporter. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Anthony Franzoni.
My family and I are honored this year to give 2 students who met all the criteria of the scholarship in the amount of $750 each. The first person to receive the award is sophomore forward, Anthony Crocker. Anthony not only has a 3.7 GPA in training against rights and prejudice. Congratulations, man. The second person to receive this award is senior forward Brian Bozer. Brian not only has a 3.55 GPA, but also the president of the ice hockey team. On behalf of my family and myself, I want to congratulate both students on our outstanding academics and contribution to Stony Brook University team.
On behalf of Stony Brook Ice Hockey,
And
Mr.
that was the Anthony
Franzoni
Franzoni Awards that are given out annually. They give out 2 scholarships each year to 2 Stony Brook players who maintain the highest level of grade and community service and whatnot. So Brian Bosner and Matt Crockett were the recipients of that award this year.
Thank you again for supporting these great causes. At this time, we ask that the captains of each team go to center ice for a ceremony puck drop. Mr. Bob Stafford, president of the Stony Brook Alumni Association, will be dropping the puck. Thank you. At this time, please remain standing for the national anthem, which will be performed this evening by Miss Rachel Kowalski.
Nicely done. I think the pregame ceremonies are all done. Referees are strapping it up. Players are getting ready to go. Goaltenders are loosening up. And we'll be dropping the puck any second.
As we get a look over the back of Chris Marcillo from our great camera angle behind the net, he's going to look to, again, shut down the Seawolves just like he did back in New Jersey earlier in the season.
Yeah, he faced 90 shots in 2 games, and the Seawolves only scored 1 goal.
Which is amazing to think about it, especially with the high-powered offense that Seawolves like to boast.
All right, changing the lineup for the Seawolves on defense, it's going to be Kasha paired with Cartwright, which is normally what the pairings are. So that's
and that makes sense because you had the offensive-minded Shirting with the defensive-minded Cartwright, and you had that good balance.
Holowak, Fitch, Matt Masuk, Bolander, Siegel going against Crockett, Palmieri, and Bozer. Crockett wins the draw. This is Kasha over to Cartwright. Cartwright looks back to Kasha. Kasha through the neutral zone, sends it up. Crockett dumps it in. Palmieri on the forecheck. Puck comes up the wall. Kasha will keep. Back in on the forecheck, putting pressure down on Bolander. Is Palmieri. Palmieri, almost came away with it. Back to Cartwright at the point. Sends it down low to Crockett. Crockett over across to Kasha. Kasha just backs it up back behind the net. Palmieri sends it back to Bozer. Bozer turns and now makes a move back to the point to Kasha. Kasha was going to send it, but decides to send it down low. Seawolves being very calculating here. They're not just taking any shots randomly. They want to get a good shot off.
And Rutgers is doing an effective job of clogging up the
middle. It's almost like
a
power play. It literally is. They're just following the Seawolves and maintaining. Cartwright shoots, slow shot, loose puck, and there it is! There's the first goal of the game on the second shot. Palmieri puts it in. The Seawolves go up 1-0.
And that's just great movement to follow the puck, and we're going to watch that again. Palmieri gets the rebound off of the shot from Bozer. As you just watch here, Palmieri deflects it, and now you have Bozer here. He can't get to it.
He got a good bounce, yeah. Palmieri got a good bounce off that rebound. Landed right on his stick, and he parked it in the empty net. All right, Seawolves up 1-0. This is Murphy Kalilo, and Murphy's taking the spot of JT Hall on this line. This is Stemke dumping in, getting past Asroff. This is Stemke. He controls. He runs into Kalilo behind the net. Stemke fired out of a cannon here. Shirting sends it back. Nat picks it up, but Rutgers are offsides on the play. 21 did not get out of the zone. That's Delandro. And Seawolves, a lot of energy.
Yeah, they came out really quickly to start, scoring a goal in the first minute. That's what you wanted from this team, showing some jump at the beginning of the game, especially after a longer pregame than they're accustomed to.
All right, knocked down this Palillo in the neutral zone. Controlled by Rutgers. It's Rule. Rule's in the lineup. I have him scratched, but he's in the lineup. I was surprised that I didn't have him in there, but he's a long-time Rutgers guy. He's been there for, a few years, so good player, good contributor to the team. All right, Seawolves still with Murphy, Kalillo, and Stemke. Rutgers changed their line. Sherding controls it for the Seawolves. He'll just dump back into the Rutgers zone. Rutgers will try to bang it out. Sherding will hold it and then break in. One hand on the stick. Sherding gets it in the zone. Rutgers will pick it back up. That puck knocked down by Stemke. Stemke coming in on the off wing. Around the net. Wrap around Temp. Blocked. And nets off the moorings. Good save there by Marcelo getting over.
Yeah, absolutely. Stemke quick around the net to try the wraparound. And Marcelo said, not today. Put his pad to the post and right there for it.
Watching Marcelo in warm-ups, and he is very good down low. You're going to have to beat him. You're going to have to beat him side to side or up top.
Or you got to force him out of position, much like what they did with the first goal.
Getting to see John Lee for the first time as a Seawolf. He played for the Seawolves against Central Oklahoma, and now we see him out on the ice here. He's got some wheels. He can move. He's out there with Osaski and Riccardi. We're going to keep an eye on Riccardi tonight because Riccardi's really contributed heavily since he's been a Seawolf.
And this line here with Osaski, Riccardi, and Lee, if they all had the combined speed of a guy like Vin Lopes, they can all fly down the ice.
Yeah, good play by Sherding. Rutgers will just bang it out. This will go down for an icing. Oh, waving it off. Parker Bishop picks it up for the Seawolves as he's being watched by number 19. That's Yashak. Back to Bishop. Bishop will skate up through the neutral zone. Will send it up to Lee. Lee will tap it. And they'll pick it back up. Fire a shot. Stick save by Marcelo. Back out to the neutral zone. Miller knocks it down. Chips it back and picked back up by Rutgers. On goal. The shot. Number 7. That's McCutcheon. Good save by Yoda. His first of the game.
Yoder really hadn't seen much in the first 3 minutes. The play was really dictated by the Seawolves down in the Rutgers zone.
McCutcheon, Bizub, and get the other number. That's number 6. That's Summers. Oh, and that shot just sizzles wide. Kawicki is back for the Seawolves. That's a good sign to see. Kawicki missed a few games. He's back now, and
I'm sure he's happy to be back out on the ice too.
Blocker down. Good play defensively by Rutgers in the neutral zone. Puck picked up by the Seawolves. Dumped back to the point. Knocked down by Rutgers. Fires into the shot. Oh, loose puck. Yoda had trouble with it. He gloved it and it fell down. Seawolves picking up the puck. Kawicki will send it off the wall in a bad bounce, but picked up in the neutral zone. This is Lynn. Lynn on off wing. Lynn will hold. Send it across. Looking for deflection for Gallet. Just off the mark. This is Linker, Gallet, and Lynn, the fourth line for the Seawolves tonight.
And this is where you see what kind of depth the Seawolves have, where you're seeing what this fourth line can accomplish tonight.
Linker will control the puck here, just controlling it, trying to get some zone time. Rutgers picked their game up just a tad here. They're skating a little better. This is dumped in by Bozer. Bozer's line is back out there with Crockett and Palmieri, who has the first goal. Here's Bozer again, all alone in front. Again, using that speed. Getting out in front and getting that shot off.
And we've seen Bozer for a few years now, and we know he's capable of this. And Rutgers has seen him for a few years, and they know he's capable of this, but it's still hard to stop.
It's hard to slow speed down if you don't slow it down. You know, if you don't get in speed's way, speed beats you. Cartwright with a shot for the point. Sizzle over the top of the glove of Marcelo. Lee, that's his Kosher in deep. Kosher on the forecheck deep. Now picked up by Crockett. Crockett will send it to the point to Cartwright. Oh, but over his stick. And sails all the way down into the Seawolves zone.
Just skipped over Cartwright's stick. Now they're going to have to regroup, and they had a really good opportunity. Had Cartwright been able to get that flood on the tape.
Yeah. Good forecheck in here by Rutgers, trying to pin the Seawolves in. Trying to get the D to make a mistake. Oh, there's a nice pass out, but off the mark. Kosher will get there and get it up to the neutral zone. Palmieri with a hit on Rule. Rule knocks Palmieri down as he had the leverage. This is Cartwright, sends it up. Kosher on left wing, coming down. Kasha fires a shot. Oh, it just gets squirts right through the arm of Marcelo. It almost got in.
That did everything but cross that goal line. That went right through the crease over Marcelo, and he is counting his lucky stars that didn't go
that
past.
went off the post.
And the Seawolves are getting closer and closer. So Marcelo better be careful, otherwise he's going to let one in.
Seawolves need to capitalize on this because that should have been an icing. Anyway, icing was waved off. Shirting back to get the puck. He's bumped. He picks it up and gets it up the wall to Marcelo too. Stemke break it in. Oh, a nice poke check defensively. Picked up by Shirting. Sends it to the net, looking for a deflection by Stemke, and was blocked in front. Rutgers looking for a quick man out break. And that shot, and that was offside, so that wouldn't even counted. Right now, 14:08 to go in the first period. Rutgers out. Stony Brook out with the 1-0 goal early in the first period on the first shift. So face-off will be in the neutral zone. Murphy will take it. He's centering Kalilo and Stemke. Again, JT Hall is away, playing at the
World University Games.
World University Games, correct.
And we've seen many big-name players for the Seawolves over the last few years go and play in the World University Games.
Yeah. Last year it was 2 years ago.
You had
Joseph and Kotkamp, right?
And Brewster.
And Brewster, yes.
All three of them went.
And this puck is fired back into the Seawolves zone. And again, there's not been an icing call here yet. Probably several calls that could have. Oh, there's a giveaway by the Seawolves. And that puck goes out in front. Shirting knocks it down. Shirting breaking out through the neutral zone. 3-on-2 for the Seawolves if they hurry. Shirting drops it for Kalilo. Back to Shirting, but he can't find it. He'll just try to send it deeper.
Shirting was looking up, trying to anticipate where the puck was going to be, and it got caught up in his skates.
Shirting gets it to Kalilo. Kalilo will send it up the wall to Miller. Miller will send it down low. Stemke trying to get it to Kalilo. And picked up by Murphy. Murphy will circle, try to get it to the point, but the point was vacated as the D was changing. Richards now on the point with Miller. And Kalilo tapped it in and out of the rink. Face-off will be in the neutral zone. 12:56 to go in the first period. You're watching Stony Brook University Seawolves versus the Rutgers University Ice Knights. Seawolves in the red with white trim. Rutgers in the brown with red and white trim. To me, it looks like it's brown. It could be black. It's a black jersey. I apologize. It's black, not dark brown. Nobody wears dark brown in hockey. Maybe the Cleveland Browns do.
I can't say I've ever seen anybody wear a Browns jersey.
That's what happens when you wear like reader glasses. All right. Back in the Seawolves zone, Miller back to get it. He'll try to leave it for Riccardi, who does pick it up from Richards. Riccardi with the neutral zone. Nice pass. Picked up by Osaski. And all alone makes a move and loses it. Picks it up. Holds the puck. Osaski holding the puck. Seawolves came out with a lot of energy, but right now it's kind of been dissipating slowly.
Rutgers is really taking control back, and they're starting to push back into the Stony Brook defense.
They're creating that forecheck.
Yeah, the
Seawolves need to get some forechecking done of their own. Nice move by Riccardi. He's in. Oh, over the top of the net.
And when you want to talk about forecheck that they need to do, this is the line that can do it with the speed that they have.
There's a loose puck in front. And that was cleared to the side wall. Back behind the net. Past Osaski. This is Lynn. Lynn will get it back behind the net to Osaski. Osaski trying to get it right out in front. Pinching in. Skasha able to get it deeper.
And that was a very risky play, because if he misses, Rutgers has a 3-on-1.
Yeah, Kasha stepped up there. So this is Cartwright stepping up in the neutral zone. Good play by getting it to Linker. Linker breaking in on the off-way. A backhander trying to get it through. It did get through. Now sails all the way around. Get out into the neutral zone. Lynn will go back to get it. Seawolves putting a little bit more pressure on. Now, that puck squirts through the neutral zone, and Rutgers will pick it back up.
Those are those in-period adjustments that the Seawolves make You know, they see that that Rutgers is starting to push back, and they're putting the forecheck now on, and they're putting the onus on the Rutgers defense to stop them.
Nice hit by Palmieri on Nad. That's offsides. And that play was offsides by a mile, and the linesman totally missed it. And now this puck is loose, and that puck is deflected to the corner, picked up by Cartwright, bang it off the wall, gets past the defenseman, and offsides is Ned. We're going to have a penalty now on Palmieri on a trip. It was not kind of an ill-advised play there. We watch that replay. Watch how far offsides that Rutgers guy is when this play comes back. He's off, and the puck's not even over.
That is pretty blatant.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what this linesman's watching, but he's got to keep an eye on the game. All right, face off to the left of Yoder. Rutgers on the power play. Crockett on the draw for the Seawolves and wins it. Bozer gets it all the way out. And one thing the Seawolves have in their favor is they have that shorthanded capability. With Bozer out there and Stemke out there eventually, these guys can score shorthanded.
Yes, they can, and that's a very dangerous proposition for Rutgers. That they, in addition to trying to score a power play goal of their own, they have to stop Stony Brook with their dangerous shorthanded unit.
And this is Bozer now. Bozer picking it up. He knows he's got Crockett with him, but he's going to skate with it. Oh, gets it into the Rutgers zone and puts a big hit on Richards. Richards will send it back behind the net. He'll pick it back up from the Rule. Sends it back over to Rule. Rule through the neutral zone. Coming on left wing with speed. Will fire it in. Just dumps it in and tries to pick up his own pass. Sends it back out in front, looking for a rebound off the goaltender. No sell.
We're already midway through this penalty kill, and Stony Brook has not allowed any shots on goal yet. So that's a good start for the Stony Brook penalty unit.
Yep. This is Nad. Nad will drop it back. And picked up by Siegel. Siegel will fire through the neutral zone. Picked up by Adeo. Adeo fires a shot right on. Gobbled up by Yoda. Faceoff will be in the Seawolf zone. 42 to go on the man advantage for Rutgers. Thanks for tuning in and watching Seawolves Hockey Live. These two teams will face off again tomorrow evening at 8:30. This is Lynn on the draw. He's going up against Yasenchuk. Back to the point to Siegel. Siegel crosses over to Adeo. Adeo just tries to fire a shot, but it did not have a good angle. All the way around, Shirley will try to get it. We got a whistle, and that may have gotten off the moorings again. No change being allowed here.
Seawolves here, they have to win their faceoffs in the defensive zone. We saw Lynn not able to win that one against Yasenchuk. He's
really important. This is one of those games where you almost have to look at your centerman has to win. And again, that's 2 in a row that he lost. Fired over the top. Here you might want to just bring your best centerman in, take the face-off, and this one's going to go all the way out. Just take the face-off and get out. That's what sometimes is the best way to do it.
You got a specialist for that.
Yeah. All right, Crockett's pretty good at face-offs, and you just get him out there for the face-off.
And right now, their best centerman is in Kazakhstan right now.
Well, that's true, yes. And he won't be back till Thursday, so I don't think they'll wait for him. All right, the Seawolves taking some more time off the clock. That puck just hit Riccardi. He never got out. Sherding will play with it again. He'll pick it back up. We're all even up now. That through the neutral zone. Bolander made a nice play, knocking that pass down. Seawolves have settling into this game a little bit. So is Rutgers right now. Rutgers is playing a little bit more patient. They came out a little slow, and the Seawolves took advantage of that right away.
And now they're starting to play at a much more up tempo, and really making Stony Brook work.
Right. Seawolves need to just realize the forecheck comes, beat the forecheck. And then some of the passing is not crisp right now. It's really creating some problems with their offensive flow.
And we've seen that in multiple games this year where the communication on the ice just isn't there.
Yeah, again, you gotta realize some new players create that because it's they're still getting used to their speed, how they react to movements with the defense
and playing with each other.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing. You have to get those on ice reps together but the best best way to do that is in
hit
game.
Riccardi on Bolander, just knocked him into tomorrow. But the shot was on goal, gobbled up by Yoder. Down to 7:03 to go in the first period. Shots are really close, 7-6 in favor of the Seawolves.
And when we saw initially it was like 5-1 in favor of Stony Brook to start out the game. And Rutgers has really made a comeback in terms of shot total.
Face off to the right of Yoder. Seawolves win this draw. This is Stemke. Stemke fires it high over the top of the net. Seawolves are shooting high on the goaltender.
That's the best way to beat him.
Right, now here, see, it created that rebound. The defense pinch created that 2-on-1, but now offsides is Rutgers. You got to take that chance every now and then. If you're going to do it early in the game.
Yes,
while
absolutely.
you can.
And we're talking shooting high on Marcelo. We spoke about that during the pregame.
Right.
That's the best way to beat this goalie. He's very good low.
Either that, or you got to hit the stick on the pad and get a rebound. So everyone's got to go to the net when you're shooting on this goaltender.
And you got to keep your head up to see where the puck is going at all times.
Exactly. This is Stemke through the neutral zone with Kalillo coming in on left wing, being watched by several Rutgers players. Puck is loose. Kalillo goes in deep, and he pushes hard on Holowak. Picked up in front. Not a lot of room there. Murphy with the puck for the Seawolves back to the point. Picked up by Murphy again. Murphy loses it, and they'll send it back to Richards. Richard trying to get it to Stemke, but it's off his stick.
And you watch there, as soon as Stemke got the puck, there were 3 Scarlet Knights right on top of him. With JT Hall not here, they're going to be double and triple teaming Stemke, so there will be open people out there on the ice.
Yeah, the Seawolves have to realize, I mean, they can play much better than they're playing right now. They know that. But they've got to get their wheels moving and skate around people. Rutgers is standing in front of them. That's all they're doing. There's a shot on save. Back to the point. Bishop will send it. And it's blocked in front. Loose puck. Zadeo. And he's knocked down by Stemke. Right at the blue line. Stemke coming up a little gimpy there. Kalillo tapped it in. No icing here as Kalillo touched it.
Good play by Kalillo to get even the slightest part of the stick on it.
There's a loose puck out in front. Crockett sends it across. Shirley with the one-timer. Loose puck. Bishop with a shot. And that's knocked down. That never got through. Blocking a lot of shots is Rutgers also.
And they got a lot of big guys on this team in the 6-1.
Ooh. Oh, boy. 19 went down. There's another one. Oh, it tipped in front, right over the top of the net by Bozer. And 19 went down, but he caught an edge or something and went down on his own.
But what Bozer did was the right play, got in front of Marcelo and deflected the puck to try to knock it in, just hit it a little bit high. But that's where you want to be on a goalie like this.
All right, Seawolves trying to get that puck into the neutral zone. You got to credit Rutgers. They're doing a great job mucking up the middle zone. They're not allowing anything to come through that middle zone on a pass. They're taking that all away. And this puck is going to sail high, picked up by Palmieri, who will stump it off the wall to Bozer. Creates a 2-on-1. Bozer trying to leave it. Palmieri's not going to get there. Loose puck out to Kosher in center ice. Kosher will send it back in, as will Brockett, and they'll change.
And Palmieri couldn't get over into the corner or back into the middle of the ice fast enough to make that play. He would have had a quick one-timer if he would have been able to get over there.
Back out to the neutral zone. Seawolves bang it right back in. This game is going to be a battle. There's no doubt about it.
Well, every game is a battle, and there's no doubt about it. Especially in we're in the most important time of league play here, so every game is that much more important.
There's a 4-on-2 potential for the Seawolves. This is Lynn. If he picks his head up and he sees it, out in front. Oh, good defensive play.
Marcelo actually got the stick on it. His linker was right in front of him.
Yeah, Rule got a stick on it and did not let that pass get through. They always have somebody in the neutral zone rolling. There's a shot, sails over the top of the net from 21 Delandro back out to the neutral zone. But if you watch what Rutgers does, is once they get possession of the puck, someone is always out in the neutral zone to take a pass to make a play.
Well, that's where you want them to be. That's how you get your breakout started.
Right. This is at the point. Holowak sends it and knocked down in front. Nice play by Kasha. Oh, and he loses it. Holowak picks it up again. Wristed hard shot. Did not hit the net. Lynn will just hoist it. Trying to get a line change. Lynn and This is Linker walking to the net, sends it, wrist shot, glove down. Good shot.
We're gonna watch the 4-on-2 here, as they really had a good chance here. And there's one trailing here. That's Kasha. He's gonna wait back in case Lynn sends it past Gillette. He's right there for the shot.
Yeah.
He went for Linker, and Marcillo pokes the stick out to knock it away.
All right, Riccardi, Lee, and Soski with Miller and Kawicki. And a shot off the blocker from Lee. Puck all the way around. It's picked up by Seagulls. He's hit by Lee. Lee sends it, tries to get it back behind to Osaski. Knocked down with a high stick, and it'll be a whistle. Faceoff will be back inside the Rutgers zone.
This has actually been a pretty quick moving period. We're down to the last 2.5 minutes.
Down to 2:33 to go. It's been really moving. There's been no penalties. Well, one penalty to the Seawolves, yes. And now we'll redo that face-off again. It is Holoko was cheating in the face-off circle. All right, face-off won by Rutgers as they skate out with it. Fitch, his pass to no one, just goes past Kawicki. Kawicki nails him to the wall, and it's picked up by Osaski now. Up the wall comes Riccardi. Riccardi makes a move, comes around, right wing, left wing. He's got Lee in front, and Riccardi sends it up to Miller, who's just looking for a deflection from Lee. Back to the point, doesn't get out. Kawicki keeps it in. Osaski fires a high shot over the top of the net.
He saw it there right in front of him and wound up with everything he had. But unfortunately, because he put everything he had into it, he sent it too far over the net.
Miller's pass got knocked down. Rutgers is doing a great job in the neutral zone. They really are.
They are really disrupting the flow of play in the neutral zone and starting
Lee
to get
picks up his rebound. Oh, and that sails over the top. I'm not sure if the goaltender got a piece of it, but man, that was a good shot.
Yeah, Lee had a great chance there. Put it a little bit too high.
Oh, what a weird deflection off the wall. Bishop will send it back to Sherding. Sherding, automatically two Rutgers guys right on him.
Because they know that that's somebody they have to watch.
Kalilo with the puck in the zone. Now it's fired back to the neutral zone, picked up by Stemke. And they've done a good job on this line. Stemke.
Yeah, they've done a very good job of containing this top line. And that might be the JT Hall effect, that he's not there. So they can focus on one and really disrupt the play because it's focusing on that one player.
Now they're just keeping a really close eye on them. They're not really giving them much space. And credit them for doing a little scouting on that. You know, Stemke has a chance to skate, and if you give him a chance to skate, he'll beat you.
Absolutely.
But they're not giving him that chance.
Yeah, you look at what they're doing. They're almost playing like press coverage, and
Exactly.
they are right on top of everybody.
That's the game plan. It's like press coverage, and as soon as they get control with the puck, they're looking for a seam right through the middle of the ice. Stony Brook on the faceoffs to the right of the Rutgers goalkeeper. Rutgers wins the draw. They come in 2-on-1. Shot on goal, just past Yoder. Not sure if Yoder really saw that shot.
I'm not sure if he did because he went towards his left when that puck was coming back towards his right.
Oh, Kalilo with a good block there. That's going to hurt, but good block by Kalilo. It's Privatera with the puck to Siegel. Wrist shot high, glove down by Yoda.
Well, that one we know for sure he saw because he just got a glove on it and hung on for dear life. We're down to 17.4 seconds left here in the first period. And that was a big save for Yoder to keep this game 1-0 as we approach that final buzzer.
All right, face off to the left of Yoda. Nad on the draw against Crockett. Crockett wins it easily. Back to get it is Kawicki. Kawicki being watched. This is Palmieri will dump in, take a hit. And that'll take down to the last 4 seconds. Loose in front. One last chance. Bozer with the shot. Glove saved by Marcello as we come to the end of the first period. Seawolves almost capitalizing there. At the end of the first period, the Stony Brook Seawolves lead the Rutgers University Ice Center by the score of 1-0. Shots on goal, 11 for the Seawolves and 8 for Rutgers. We'll be taking a break. Stick around. We'll be back for the start of the second period. Thanks for tuning in and watching Seawolves Hockey Live. Welcome back to Seawolves Hockey Live as we are just moments away from the start of the second period. And that was a pretty good first period, huh?
It really was. You gotta make sure the mic is on.
Yeah, well, your lips are flapping and there's nothing coming out.
Yeah. I got really good at throwing my voice. I was actually talking over there. But, yeah, it really was a very good period. Very evenly matched. You know, both teams were really going at it hard. You had a shot total of 11-8 in favor of the Seawolves. The Seawolves scoring the lone goal of the period. Devin Palmieri in the first minute of the first period of a rebound from Brian Bozer and Mike Cartwright. Just one penalty, Devin Palmieri going off for tripping about midway through the period with 10:20 to go. And that's really about it, actually.
Yeah, again, it took that one goal to wake up Rutgers, and then they woke up and started getting into the game and bringing their forecheck. And the Seawolves were, flying like kites in the sky, and all of a sudden they had to reel it in. All of a sudden they had no room to move. The passes were getting blocked, and
Rutgers was playing a very effective trap, but not really a trap, because they were really effectively shutting down the Seawolves attack in the neutral zone and then starting their own breakout.
Right, and any type of pass that was coming through the neutral zone was not getting through. So it forced the Seawolves D to carry the puck up through the neutral zone, and then Rutgers trying to challenge them for the turnover.
And that's where communication comes into play. When you see that, if you can find that opening on the side of the ice and make your way up the boards, that's where you yell out, mine, 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 and make sure that puck gets onto your stick as soon as possible.
All right, teams are on the ice. We are just about ready to go. Fans are making their way back into the rink. And we'll get ready to go as Altner at center ice. Palmieri, Crockett, Bozer will get the start again, and they will go up against Nad. And that's Nad will be out there with Siegel, as well as 21 Delandro. Big line for Rutgers. Actually, that's number 20 on wing. That's Privatera. Face-off won by the Seawolves. This is Bishop over to Sherding. Sherding's pass gets blocked as they keep trying. Now Nad's going to break in, and Sherding is there. Seawolves having some disarray here. That puck's fired in. It's offsides. And touch back up.
They're very lucky that Sherding is one of the best defensemen in the ACHA, that he was able to accurately poke that puck away and get it out of harm's way. Right,
and again, those passes are what's creating those little cross-ice passes that creates that little problem. Yeah, this is Bozer on the offside. Wings, fires a shot, glove down by Marcelo.
And every time one of those passes goes off his stick, that's an extra 2 seconds that you're going chasing after the puck. That's giving Rutgers more of a chance to get at it.
The Seawolves are going to have to be a little bit more creative when they get pucks in the zone to get shots on Marcelo, because he's going to make that save. Like Yoda will make that save too. You have to get more creative. You have to take the puck around, get more people in, and try to make plays if you want to, if you have the opportunity. This is Murphy. He said he was out of the zone, so we'll have to take his word for it. So the faceoff will be back in the neutral zone. This is Murphy, Kalillo, and Stemke, who have been held off the scoring sheet as of right now. And this back out to the neutral zone. Stemke will get it back to Bishop. Bishop will cross it over to Sherding. And Bishop will get it back. He'll send it to Stemke. Stemke will bank it off the wall, but it's not deep enough. Rutgers picks it back up in the neutral zone. Sherding stepped up and got beat on the play, but good play by Bishop to be in position to take that away. Now it's picked up by Murphy. Murphy will get it up the wall to Kalillo. Kalillo's got Stemke breaking, but it's off his mark. And no icing here. Stemke will get it out in front.
Kalillo had just gone a little bit too far past it. He would have had a shot at putting it in of his backhand.
Nice pickup by Kalillo. Over to Stemke. He's got Murphy with him. Stemke fires! Pad saved by Marcelo. Good save. Marcelo has been very good so far.
And the Seawolves are used to that. As like we said earlier in the game, 90 shots against.
Wow.
At Rutgers. And
Yoda made that save. That rebound got loose, and Sherding was not going to have any of it. He fired it over the top of the glass and out of play. No chances. This is a one-goal game here. Face off in the Seawolves zone to the right. Murphy line is still out there with Kalillo and Stemke, with Miller and Sherding, as Rutgers has changed their lineup. They now have Hawk in there at center. Hawk wins the draw. Back to the point. This puck is kind of moved over by Miller. Gets it eventually, but Seawolves just not controlling it well in their zone right now. This is Murphy. Murphy will fire it up the wall. And again, they take those passes away. They don't let that get through. Kalilo, nice feed all the way across to Stemke. Stemke making a move, but good defensive play. Knocked it off his stick. Kept in by Miller. Miller to Kalilo. Kalilo looks and waits. Tries to get it back behind the net, but his pass is blocked. He'll get it back. Make another move, and that pass gets blocked. Stemke down low. Rutgers will pick it up. Miller will fire it back in. Rutgers trying to get the puck out, but Stemke's doing a good job keeping it in. Good shift here by this line. This line's been out there a while. Out in front, Riccardi's now out there. Fires it all right into the glove of Marcelo. Oh my God, what a shot and what a save.
Yeah, Marcelo really shutting down the Seawolves offense.
Yeah.
They're trying to go high. He's making that glove save. They're trying to go low. He's kicking it away.
I still think that the Seawolves need to be moving that puck side to side across from one post to the other.
And that's exactly how they scored that first goal. They got it off the rebound.
Face-off won by Rutgers. It's poked back to the neutral zone. Miller will just fire it back in. He'll take a hit by Summers to get that puck in deep. Riccardi picks it up, tries to get it down to Osowski. Actually Lee can't get to it. Poked back out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Miller. Miller will get it back to Richards. Richards will send it back behind to Miller. Miller will look. He'll get it up the wall to Lee. Lee will turn back as his forecheck is really tenacious by Rutgers.
Yeah, they're very
and
aggressive.
I think the Seawolves just need to be patient here. Draw them in a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it. When you see the forecheck that aggressively, wait for one guy to make that mistake and come in too far.
And there's the mistake that Rutgers has been waiting for. Creates the 2-on-1. Big save by Yoda. But again, this is what happens when you have a real good forecheck.
You get those quality chances.
This is Lee. He's got Kowicki with him. Oh, and Lee fires a shot right into the glove. Whoa, we got a little rough stuff going on there. In front of that net, as Lee must have skated by Marcelo and said something to him. But you know, sometimes you got to do that. You got to upset the apple cart down there. You can't make it so smooth all the time. I mean, other teams have done it to Yoder and to the other goaltenders of the Seawolves. So,
and we know this Stone River team isn't afraid to push back, as we saw in the last.
Could have been a little bit of a roughing penalty call there, but nothing. Shirting with the puck as he's being watched. Privatera all over Shirting, not giving him any room, and that's one of the things that I'm noticing from Rutgers is that they're really tenacious on their checking, and that really creates problems. You know, it creates problems. It creates, upsets the flow. This is Palmerian on the forecheck. Kowicki pinches, loses it. Now it skids out. Now on a play like that, Kowicki pinches in. A forward has to back him up. It's not happening.
Yeah, because that's your safeguard against a potential 3-on-1, 3-on-2.
They're forcing the Seawolves to the wall, up the wall, and as soon as they do that, there are two Rutgers players there to pick that puck up, and nothing gets through. So they're playing a good system. The system is working for them right now, and it's really frustrating the Seawolves. You can see it.
And they're making it seem like there's 6 or 7 of them out on the ice where they can't make anything happen.
Yeah. And there is a little bit of a size advantage that Rutgers has on a couple of their lines.
But it isn't by all that much.
Just enough, though. Look at Nad, what he did right there. Took that puck right away from Kowicki and scores now. And there's a problem. That can happen. And that puts it in. And now we have that 1-1 game. And look out here, folks. This could be a real repeat of what we saw in New Jersey.
We're going to watch it here. Here's Kowicki. He gets tripped up a little bit, and that's where Nad takes the puck. And then he's just going to go, and he's just going to rip this wrister, and it goes right through Yoder's 5-hole.
And, the only way you can fix that problem is you need to pass faster, skate faster, want it more. And it was a real good poke check by Nad. But now the Seawolves are in a tie game. And Rutgers has really owned much of this period, in my opinion.
Yeah,
right now.
Rutgers
they're playing a much better game.
Period.
Seawolves are grasping, and they're just playing. blasé.
And
Here they're out of the zone. Cartwright should keep that puck in.
This is a situation where you need somebody to step up as the leader of this team. And who's it going to be?
Yeah.
That steps up and says, hey, get our stuff together.
That's part of the problem is they don't have that person here right now, but someone needs to step up. Here's a 4-on-2. I mean,
like that's unacceptable play. That should not be happening.
Yeah, so the Seawolves just got to get their legs going.
And
here's a nice feed out to Stemke, a 2-on-1 with Kalilo coming. Stemke over to Kalilo, but he couldn't finish.
And Kalilo was passing it back to Stemke.
Yeah, he should have he was an empty net. He should have just tapped it in.
I think Stemke might have waited a little bit too long to make that play. Because he had a chance to do it about 10 feet prior.
This is the line that the Seawolves need to get some action from. They got to help get some pucks to the net and get something. Kosh is coming in, pitching hard, and the Seawolves keep it in. But they've got to make something happen here. This puck hits the netting and goes out.
And that's where they gave up that goal. They should be coming out like a house on fire right now because they should be angry that they let that goal happen.
Yeah, I mean, Kawicki got his pocket picked there. You know, if you don't have the angle, throw the puck back behind your net to your partner. Go up the other way. There were two Rutgers players on the wall just waiting for him. All right, fourth line, Linker, Lynn, and Goulet. And Lynn sends it to the net, gobbled up by Marcelo. Marcelo is doing an outstanding job, 16 shots. And some of them have been difficult saves, but he's made them.
He's a very good goalie. The Seawolves have faced a really tough goalie schedule this season.
Yeah.
When you look at some of the names that they faced this year, they faced Troiano multiple times. They faced Marcillo multiple times.
And here's the forecheck again. Again, the defense have got to get some support to move the puck quickly to the forwards. This is Linker off the wall. He's on Siegel. Linker turns, loses the puck. That's picked up by Lynn. He'll fire it back behind the net. Goulet going after it. And Goulet loses it. Fired across. This is Sherding going to keep it in. His stick was slashed. Back to the point. Lynn will keep it in. He'll just fire it to the corner. Knocked down. Linker sends it back to Bishop at the point. Fires a low shot. And it's kicked to the corner by Marcelo. Puck around the wall. Seawolves should be throwing some nice body checks here, and they're just not getting a chance.
They're the ones that are getting hit themselves.
Oh, a big rocket of a shot right over the top of the glove of Yoda. And that was Adeo with the shot. Rutgers controlling the puck, and shot on goal, saved by Yoda. Down to 12:29 to go. We're at a tie game. Shots on goal, 16 for the Seawolves, 14 for Rutgers. And these two teams are in the same division, you know. And Rutgers is not ranked at this point in time.
No, they're playing like a ranked team right now.
Well, they're playing the Stony Brook Seawolves like they are, you know, they're both going to the championship here. I mean, they're playing a great game. Cartwright will try to pinch and keep in, able to do it and not get it to the net. Back out to the neutral zone, picked up by Kasha. Kasha controls it, back to Cartwright. Cartwright will dump it in. Back behind the net, Marcelo will hold it up for Rule. Rule's watched by Riccardi. Riccardi's not seen too much in this game, not yet. Well, Kasha reached for that one and just unfortunately out of his reach. That puck is knocked down by Riccardi, but it gets through. And a screen shot saved. Now Riccardi breaks out 1-on-2, but he has Rosowski coming with him. This is Riccardi with the puck. Back to Rosowski. Back to trying to get it to Lee, but Lee was on his forehand, and it was a backhand pass. Picked up by Riccardi.
That's why he
breaks in again. Seawolves got to take opportunities and get some shots off, or at least draw a penalty. Do something to keep the puck moving.
Yeah, right now you're seeing a lot of stagnant play.
Good move by Riccardi. Good move to keep that puck moving, keep the body moving. Kasha at the point, sends it back across. Cartwright to Ossowski, doesn't have the shot. Still turns, fires, he scores! Ossowski through the screen! Beats Marcelo. That's how you beat him. You have to screen him.
That's called making a play right there. Eddie Ossowski just took it himself. And we've seen him stick handle like that for a couple seasons now. You watch him, he makes a shot here, moves McCutcheon and then turns back around Rule and just whips it home.
Right, and he didn't see that until it was past him. But again,
not at all.
Patience in the zone created that play. Good play by Osowski, good patience. Seawolves back up by a goal. Face off, one back by the Seawolves. This is Miller. Miller to Crockett. Touch pass to Palmieri. Palmieri breaks in, trying to get to the net. Good defensive play by Stickle. But a little turnover. Bowser now to Richards, who's in deep. Oh boy. Rutgers will pick it up and head out through the neutral zone. Seawolves are going to get back in numbers. They'll be fine. And the Seawolves are going to be called for a penalty. I didn't see it. It was probably from behind the play. All right, Seawolves will sit for 2 minutes.
So after getting that goal and taking the 2-1 lead, they take a penalty right after. That's a mental mistake those are killer to teams.
Yeah, and again, we're trying to see who's it on. We'll see if we can find it in the replay. Well, maybe an elbow. Yeah, they're saying it was an elbow.
So with that, it's
going to be on Palmieri, I guess, right? Yeah.
And we're approaching the midway point of the period again. And now they're going to have to kill a penalty after scoring that goal and taking some momentum back. Palmieri going to go out.
And Seawolves need to get their legs moving. It's almost like a repeat of the last year's team where the second period always seemed to be a lull. This year they've not had to deal with that.
No.
Oh, actually both are going to go. We'll get the call.
They have Marcelo up on the...
Oh, delay a game on Marcelo because he touched the puck coming to the bench. And they gave him a delay a game for touching the puck. All right, so it's 4-on-4 hockey. Maybe it'll open up for the Seawolves a little bit. There's a shot right on goal, saved by Marcelo. Usually a 4-on-4 will be for, oh, that was a big hit. That was a good hit, actually. There was nothing wrong with that hit. And here comes Stemke breaking down. Coming in, Stemke makes a play. And we'll try to move the puck back behind the net. Puck is loose.
Stemke didn't know where it was. He was turning back.
I mean, Rutgers bench is livid on that hit, but that was a good hit. I mean, we'll go back and look at the replay. It's an open. Oh boy, we got Scherning is down,
and he's got two sticks around him, so he's gonna try to get up the ice as quickly as he can.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. We're gonna find out. This is Stemke. Fires, he scores! Chris Stemke with a high riser right over the shoulder. So let's see what the play that happened to Frank Scherning.
He just kind of gets hooked.
Yeah. Well, he got poked with the stick blade. And I don't know whether or not.
That's a dangerous play.
Yeah, that's a spear. That's actually a game. That's a game, and that's a hearing. So we'll have to see what they actually do on this one, because this game is being recorded live. So ACHA, chew on that.
And as we're looking at it, it's by all definitions a spear. Very dangerous play. You can really get somebody hurt there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a spear. So he has to go. I mean, okay, so the 5-minute penalty is called. 20's gone. So that'll be 20. That'll be, that's a good player, too, for the Rutgers, unfortunately. Privatera is going to get a game, and he will not play tomorrow. That's for sure. Not a very good play there.
The Privatera is out, and then they're going to have to play.
All right, 5-minute game misconduct. And, Seawolves got to capitalize on that because not only did he try to injure one of their players, I mean, not for nothing. That's a Bush League play. Stemke gets the goal. The Seawolves up by 3-1 now. After falling asleep and giving that one goal up, they've kind of woke up again. Kasha sends it across to Murphy. Murphy loses it. Actually never really got possession of it. Sent back up and back around by Cartwright to Kasha. Seawolves got to get their passing much crisper.
And now with a 4-on-3 power play, there's so much open ice out there. They should be able to get these passes through no problem.
Yeah, and again, it's 5-on-3 or 4-on-3 at this point in time.
And then it'll go to 5-on-4 in 25 seconds.
He should just stay where he is until the puck comes to him on that pass. Because Kasha wants him to take the one-timer. You got to stay in position. Now the puck is being held in there. Good job by the Rutgers player there. Just eating up the clock. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, come on, move his feet.
You got Bollinger.
And now he got it out. That was Bollinger. Good play by Bollinger.
And Bollinger's only 5'9", but he used every bit of that 5'9" to box out Osowski.
All right. Bollinger, an ex-Colonial player. We know him. Picked up by Osowski. Osowski has the puck. He'll hold it and now send it back to Kasha at the point. Kasha with the big shot. They want to get the puck to him to shoot it. He should be on the opposite side of Cartwright to get the one-timer. Again, they're just too much stagnicity, if that's a word. You don't want to be stagnant.
No.
When you're on a 4-on-4, you want to keep fluent and moving.
It's almost like when you see just like tepid water sitting there for too long and it doesn't look good. That's what you're seeing here. You're just
finally
seeing too many people.
Kasha's moving a little bit to give Cartwright some kind of a little bit of an angle. Osowski loses his feet. And now this puck goes back up the wall. Now Kasha should walk into it, fires it. Oh, blocker save through the screen. And he was in the right place at the right time, and that's why he made that save. Otherwise, that's in the net.
Because Kasha had his eyes open wide as he's winding up, and that puck is just a cookie towards him.
Osowski, this line's got to get off, too. They've been out there a long time. Yeah, long time. They should start changing this lineup. Kasha rips it. Knocked down in front off of Bollinger. They'll go for a change, as the Seawolves will as well.
Yeah, now that they got the clear, both teams are making mass changes.
Again, 2:33 to go in this 5-minute penalty, and Seawolves have owned the puck in there, but not had much to show for it.
They've had only one shot on goal on this power play, which has been for over almost 4 minutes. Or when the time expires, it will have been a 4-minute power play.
And Kasha and Cartwright have to get off the ice. Carry the puck in is Cartwright. Makes a nice move. Cartwright and loses it. He gets slashed. McCarty with the puck has got Shirting out there. Cartwright needs to get off. Nice defensive play by Nad, not letting Ricciardi in. Now Ricciardi gets in. McCarty with the puck. Turns behind the net, back up to Shirting at the point. Shirting has nobody there with him. It's a 5-on-4 right now. Seawolves should be able to try to get something going here, but the Rutgers is not letting these guys get anything going at all.
And when they have had a chance, pucks have been going off the sticks and bouncing away.
Shirting will just send it in, get the shot.
And though they've scored 2 goals on 9 shots this period, most of the shots have not been the most quality chances. You know, that Rutgers has been very effective in keeping Sonnenberg out of the slot and out of those high chance areas.
Yeah. One of the players they could definitely be using in this game is Molnar. They need some hitting.
Yeah.
There's nobody throwing the body out there for the Seawolves, and it's making it a pretty easy game for Rutgers as far as the physicality aspect. Shirting at the point, sends it across to Stemke. Stemke back to the point to Ricciardi. Ricciardi back to Stemke. A lot of passing here, but nothing getting done. Good play by Shirting to get back, pick up that puck. Down to 1:04 to go in the man advantage for the Seawolves. A 5-minute major.
And 5 minutes of power play time. Only 2 shots to show for it at the moment.
Murphy with the shot. Saved by Marcelo. Good play by Ricciardi getting it down low to Stemke. Actually, that's Palmieri. Ricciardi being watched here. Now Palmieri comes down, picked up by Murphy. Murphy has it behind the net. Murphy just trying to get away from the check. Back to Shirley, who sends a shot. Blocked, never got through. Picked up by Riccardi. Back to Shirley. One-timer! And deflected to the rafters by Marcelo. 25 seconds to go in the man advantage for the Seawolves.
And a lot of props to Chris Marcillo there, as he's been very effective in keeping the puck away from him and not really letting up too many rebound opportunities. The ones that have been go wide of the net where Stony Brook can't do anything with it.
All right, 25 to go here. Osowski with the puck. Osowski controls. Back behind the net, back to the point. Up to Cartwright, to Kasha. Kasha will send it. Gets through and block it down. Cartwright with a nice hit. And down to the last 5 seconds in the man advantage. Seawolves trying to do something here in the last 5 as we're all even now. Osowski loses an edge. Pinned to the wall. Crockett pins Siegel to the wall. They battle hard behind the net. Puck squirts out. And Rutgers. And that shot's deflected into the netting by Cartwright. Off the shot from Maxut.
We're down to the last 4:04 here in the period. And Stony Brook's really, they scored the 2 goals and they're starting to get things going, but it's not where Stony Brook is accustomed to being.
It's not a comfortable feeling.
No, they're almost as if they're playing a little bit timid.
Yeah. Puck is loose, won by Rutgers. Fired from the point, glove down by Yoda. He saw it all the way. That shot from Richards came in high, glove side.
And that's the first action Yoder's seen in several minutes. Especially with that 5-minute power play, the puck was all the way in Rutgers' zone for the majority of that.
Oh, that puck, oh boy. That puck skidded right off. And they got a little bit of a mismatch, I think, with the lines out there, as Coach Garofalo is going to make a switch.
Yeah, they're going to bring back out the Crockett, Palmieri,
Yeah,
Bozer
you don't
line.
want to have that line out there against that NAD line. That NAD line is big.
Yeah, and you look at Gillette and Lynn and
They're
Linker,
not big guys.
They're not the biggest guys in the world.
I mean, they're good players. They're just not tall and not, you know.
You need somebody with height
Look at
to go up
Bozer.
against the guy.
Look at Bozer beating that icing call.
And you got to appreciate the speed that Brian Bozer brings to this team night in and night out.
This is the line the Seawolves have to watch out for. This is the one that actually creates all the offense for Rutgers right now tonight. Nice pitch out on the puck with Palmieri to Bozer. Bozer's one-on-one. Bozer, nice pass to Palmieri, but he can't get a stick on it.
He had his
on
stick,
a back check.
Had his stick lifted by DeLandro.
Oh, DeLandro. There's a shot knocked down, deflected wide. Bozer with the check on Stickle. Picked up by Crockett. Crockett sends it back to Bozer. Bozer's trying to hold it up, but he's knocked down by... No, Ned. He gets around Ned. Bozer controls it back to Miller. Miller controls it back to Bozer. Bozer looking. Cross-ice feed off the mark. Now back to Kawicki. Fires a shot. Weak shot to the corner.
It was kind of a bouncer, and it might have hit off of McCutcheon on its way through.
Yeah, I mean, this is Quickie's first game back, so, you know, he's getting his tempo back, his speed back, his timing back.
And that takes time.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't come back in the first game. Maybe not for the first 2. But, oh, nice play there by Rutgers to get that shot off, and stick saved by Yoda. Murphy overskates it. Battle along the boards. Oh, Murphy's hit high. And that puck's fired in right on goal. Yoda with the pad save. Chipped up in the air. Rule picks it up for Rutgers. Watched by Kalilo. Puck comes through center ice. Picked up by Kawicki. Kawicki's got it on the off wing. Quicky's got Kalilo with him. Back to Murphy. Murphy fires. Pad save. Blocker save. Murphy still battles for the puck. Kalilo picks it up. Being watched by Mashenko. Picked up by Stemke. Stemke makes his move on his backhand. Back to Bishop. Back down low to Murphy. Murphy down low to Kalilo. Back out to Kawicki. Fires high and wide. Had the top corner if he could get it there. Kalilo battles in the corner. Someone lost the glove. Looks like a Rutgers player. Murphy will get there. Back to the point. Knocked down by Shirley. Fires it low. Rebound, Colillo. And a save by Marcelo. Seawolves picking their game up now.
And at the end of the period, now they're starting to get things going, and they're starting to circle and maybe sensing some blood in the water after getting those couple goals and starting to get things going. That they are able to take control of this team.
Well, like I said, sometimes you have to always pick your head up and see who you're playing against. But Rutgers, you got to credit them. They're still tenacious, feisty. You know, they're playing a tough game. They are playing a good game. It's like the game plan. You know, they came in with a game plan and they stuck to it. That puck squirts out past Sherding. Sherding can't get to it because he was held. Good play by Bishop on the poke check out of the zone. Fired back in. Rutgers will have to touch back up. Good pairing, that defense pairing, Sherding and Bishop. Yeah. They really complement each other well.
They've got two very good, even three very good deep pairs when you have Cartwright and Kasha together, Sherding and Bishop. And you can put Alex Miller with anybody, and it's going to work out.
This puck goes all the way down. There'll be an icing on this call. Seawolves had to get rid of it quickly.
Like tonight, they had Miller with Kowicki. Normally, that's Joe Heffernan's spot. But you can kind of really filter that out and really have anybody in that extra D spot, and it works out for the Seawolves. They've been known to have a very strong defensive unit.
Yep. Face off to the right of Yoda. Seawolves pick it up. This is Johnny Lee. Johnny Lee dumps it in. Chases after it. Johnny Lee beats the... Oh! Now we have an icing call. The referee, that linesman needs to make that call a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah, because Lee was right on top of him. That could have really gone either way.
You got to be blowing that whistle at the dot, the latest. And those guys were well past the dot, almost into the end of the circle before that whistle blew off.
The way I always interpreted the new icing rule was that if they didn't blow it down, that if the defensive player still got to it first, it would be an icing. That was the way I thought it was interpreted.
It's whoever's at the hash first, closest to the puck. Now this puck is dumped all the way back in again. It'll be another icing call. This one is obvious.
Yeah, that one's indisputable.
Down to 24 seconds to go in the second period. Again, these two teams will be back at it tomorrow night at 8:30. It's been a very entertaining game, folks. Little chippy, not nasty yet. But
and God, we hope it doesn't get there.
Face off to the right of Yoda. Riccardi on the draw for the Seawolves. He loses it to Nad. Fired back. Oh, loose puck. And, okay, Seawolves don't get it out yet. Now they do. Bishop trying to get it back to Riccardi. Down to the last 10 seconds to go. Osowski will try to hold it, get it off the wall. And that's sent in offsides. Seawolves down to the last point too, but that'll do it. So at the end of the two periods, the Stony Brook Seawolves lead by the score of 3-1. Right now they're out shooting Rutgers by the count of 26-16. We'll be back for the start of the third period to give you all the stats. Thanks for tuning in and watching Seawolves hockey. We'll be back. And welcome back to Seawolves Hockey Live, everyone, as we get ready for the start of the third period. Before we do so, Andy, take us through the stats of that second.
All right, well, there were 3 goals scored, 2 by Stonyberg, 1 by Rutgers. Rutgers started the scoring about 4:47 into the second period. Brian Nadd, who extended his team lead in points at 36. Eddie Ozowski scored to make it 2-1 from Frank Koch and Mike Cartwright. You saw Ozowski do some really nice stick handling there. And then Chris Stemke, about a minute and a half later, puts it in to give the Seawolves a 3-1 lead. There were 4 penalties that period, 1 by Stonyberg, 3 by Rutgers. The first, Devin Palmieri went off for roughing, and then Chris Marcillo, the goalie for Rutgers, got a delayed game penalty because he touched the puck as he was coming off the ice. So a really bad mental mistake there.
Yeah, really.
And then 1 minute later, Griffin Privitera for Rutgers got caught spearing Frank Scherting. So in addition to getting a 5-minute major for that, he got the heave-ho and he was out of the game.
Yep. So this is a really big period for the Seawolves here. 2-goal lead, not very comfortable. They are outshooting Rutgers by 10, but that has a lot to do with the 5-minute power play they had. Of course, keeping Rutgers in this game is the goalkeeper, Marcelo, and he's already, made 23 saves on 26 shots. So Seawolves are going to have to keep bringing their game. Rutgers is ready to go. They're already at the center ice line. And meanwhile, the coaching staff is having a conversation with the referee, maybe some of the missed calls or calls that were made in the period.
No coach is ever happy with calls that are made in one way or the other because they always want calls to go their way.
Seawolves will come out with Crockett, and they will have Palmieri and Bozer. It's going to be Nadd with Delandro and number 7. That's McCutcheon. Seawolves win the faceoff, control the puck behind their net. Bishop will fire it around the wall to Bozer. Bozer trying to get it through the leg pass. Didn't go through. And then the pass out finally gets out to the neutral zone. The Seawolves will carry it in. This is Bishop trying to make a move around his man. Unable to get it past him. Scherting will pick it off in the neutral zone. Will skate in. On the right wing. Fires a shot just wide over the top of the net. Puck is sticking to the ice. Probably should have gave this ice another couple of seconds or so to cure.
Yeah, maybe like another minute just to really make sure it's good and dry.
Yeah, that's not, it creates problems when the pucks stick.
And we've seen that at the beginning of periods here at the rinks where that happens quite often.
Offsides on the play was number 93, Masick. Face off in the neutral zone. Again, these two teams will go at it again tomorrow night. Face off at 8:30. Here at the rinks. It's going to leave a mark as unfortunately that was Delandro who tried to get over the boards and boards weren't having any of it. Face off in the neutral zone. And this is Masick again trying to get it through, but Colillo did a good job. Now they get it back as pucks are being turned over left and right in the neutral zone. Fired right on goal, saved by Yoda.
And after Delandro fell, I was about to start doing the hum, but I'm pretty sure there would be some kind of trademark issue with that.
All right. Face off to the left of Yoder. And Seawolves win it. This is Cartwright. Cartwright skates up. Right wing, left wing feed off the mark. Off Stemke. Wait, the icing off. Stemke shaking his head like it's going to be an icing because I missed it. But the referee says he touched it. So he did.
Some days you get lucky.
Murphy out to Kasha. Wrist shot. Oh, save down low. Loose puck. Oh, and Stemke almost parked it on the rebound. And again, being down there to get those rebounds is half the battle.
Yeah, but he put it just an inch or two too high.
And Colillo fires this one all the way down on his own net because he picked up a pass and tried to get it back to the sender. And the sender vacated that spot. This is Kasha through the neutral zone. Kasha on the off wing now, on his backhand, pulls up. Makes a move, tries to hold on to it, and loses it. Fired back out to the neutral zone. There's Kasha. He picks it right back up. Fires it right back in, all the way around. Colillo on the forecheck for the Seawolves. Gets to it. Colillo sends it back up to Ossowski. Makes a nice move. Spin move. Ossowski coming in. He's got Kasha right in front. Deflects off his pads, and it deflected off Kasha's shin pad and hit the pads of the goaltender, Marcelo.
I think that bounced off everybody at a certain point in that rush. That
we
bounced off everybody.
we gotta love this rear cam view here.
It's a lot of fun to have this. And there's Stemke's.
Look how close he came.
Unfortunately, he was too far back on the goal line that he had no angle to make that whatsoever.
Soski making a nice move to the net. The shot on goal. Back to the point. Down low, Richards trying to get it across. Cardi in the corner with the puck. Kicks it out to Soski. Soski with it. Soski already has a goal. Turns and fires. Saved by Marcelo. Same type of shot.
Yeah, he did the exact same thing. And this time, Marcelo was ready for it.
This line is starting to heat up here. Soski, Lee, and Riccardi are doing some work out there.
And that's what the coaching staff wants to see. How many different line combinations they can make that mesh together very well.
Nice face-off win by the Seawolves. It's John Lee with the puck. Skids back up to Soski. He holds his man up on the wall. Riccardi's there as well, but Nad comes away with it. Over to Siegel. Siegel coming in. He makes his move, and he's knocked off the puck by Richards. But picked back up. Shot! Oh, fire sizzled wide. On the shot from Delandro. He sizzled that one going, shot going left as he was skating right. Now this is Nad coming around the net with the puck. It's Nad. He's got, looking at the point, but he wants to shoot. And he gets it. He gets his rebound back. He wants to shoot again, but he can't get it off. Bollinger with turnaround shot. Skids wide. Miller back there against Cutchin. Actually, that's Delandro Miller was with. And now this line is doing some damage to the Seawolves big time, man.
Yeah, they are.
They're big, they're strong, and they just...
And you have Riccardi, Lee, and Osaski out there who they're nice players, but they don't have the size to go up against guys like Nad and Bollinger.
Good move by Riccardi, carrying that puck in. Using that stick handling skill. Riccardi pulls up. Back to the point to Scherning. Sends it across to Bishop. Bishop loses it. Now Scherning has got to skate over and pick up the man. Fires the shot and picked up by Yoda. Makes the save. Parker Bishop frustrated.
And that's one he'd like to have back.
Yeah, it just bounced off his stick.
He was getting ready to set the play up. Took his eye off the puck for a second. As you watch, he looked up there. He's going to make the play. And that's when the puck just kind of sticks. And it allows for Max to get going and right on a breakaway.
Scherning sends it up the wall. And his puck goes all the way in, and knocked down was Linker. Linker got pulled down, and it's going to be a Stony Brook power play. Fourth line just got on the ice. Created the power play opportunity and did a good job.
Yeah. And you watch here, that's a bit of a dangerous spot for Linker to be in because he went in feet first into the boards.
Yeah, I think Linker just lost an edge. Yeah, he got pushed. From the replay, looks like he got pushed. All right, face-off to the right of Marcelo and Murphy out there with Kasha, with Scherning, Palmieri, Stemke. Some real size out there for the Seawolves. And Riccardi out there as well. But you got to watch out for Nat. He is all over the ice. And he's got a really good stick. So he's going to pick passes off if you're not clean with your pass. Like that one. He almost got that one, and that was right in the offensive zone. That puck is turned over right here. Seawolves dangerously. Got to watch out. Between McCutcheon and Nad. This is behind to Murphy. Murphy controls. He'll go back up the wall. Scherning. Scherning will fake the shot down to Murphy. Murphy just tried to let it go through. But
that's going to go all the way down and basically on net.
Yeah, this just... Seawolves' power play tonight has been...
They've been very
nothing good to talk about.
Yeah, they've been very stagnant and kind of stuck in a rut.
All right, let's see how they work out here. This is Osaski now with the puck. Sends it across to Kasha. Kasha's got Osaski high as well as Scherning. Kasha sends it back across. Kalilo fakes the shot, looking for a pass. There's nothing there.
The Seawolves have to get somebody in front of the net.
Yeah, there's nobody blocking in front of that net. Now Kalilo walks into Scherning to Kasha, and his shot's deflected high.
I think that was the first shot they've actually taken in a minute and a half.
Yeah,
and it got deflected, which is a testament to Rutgers' defensive ability in their own zone, that they're collapsing around Marcillo and not letting anybody get around him, so they can't get any kind of high percentage shots.
Soski, actually, that's Crockett wins the draw. Soski with the puck as he's pinned to the corner, picked up by Crockett. Crockett back up to Kasha, sends it high, shot off the glove. Back to Ososki at the point. Ososki controls, loses it now. Back down low to Kalilo, sends it back up to Ososki, back up to Kasha. Kasha down to Ososki. Ososki down low to Kalilo as we're getting to the end of the power play. Oh, Kasha tried to get it back to Kalilo, but that wasn't happening. Kasha will just fire it in now. Seawolves trying to keep the puck in. Cartwright will get there. Crockett will get it deeper. Ososki still in the zone. Controls the puck. Sends it back. Tried to get it back up the wall, but he got poke checked. Crockett will make a play. Crockett will get it to Ososki, who's still on the ice. Ososki with the puck. Makes a move. Tries to go around his man, but did not. All the way back into the Seawolves zone. Cartwright being watched. Will send it up the wall, but off the glove of Linker and into the Seawolves bench. Faceoff will be in the Seawolves zone.
And now that the Seawolves have their fourth line coming on, we might see Rutgers bring on their big guns.
Yeah, and you can see that line change is not yet happening, but
you look at Ned on the bench. He's standing up, rip roaring, ready to go. He wants to get on that ice as soon as possible.
This looks like a fourth line matchup for both teams. So maybe, oh, and that shot right on goal from Mishenko.
The shot total is 30-20 in favor of the Seawolves right now.
That fourth line is getting very, very little ice time right now.
And you have to expect that in a game like this, where it's very tightly contested. You want your best lines out there and the ones who can put points on the board.
You want to try to have your fourth line, though, always be your energy line, because right now the Seawolves don't have an energy line.
Yeah, but the line that has provided the most energy has been the Bozer-Palmieri.
Yeah, that's
line.
true. That's true. That line has brought a lot of energy tonight.
That's our quote-unquote second line.
Yeah. All right. Puck is loose in the corner. Picked up by Kalilo. He'll just jump it behind. Boland, who picks it up for Rutgers. Nice play by Murphy to steal that puck away. Kalilo picking it back up for the Seawolves. Back up to Miller. Sends a shot, but it's deflected to the corner. Stemke after it, along with Kalilo. Now this is Kawicki in center ice with Miller. Miller controls the puck. Will skate in on right wing. Oh, trying to get Stemke on a cross-ice feed. Just missed the stick. This is Nad through the neutral zone. Gets it past Kawicki. Miller in on the forecheck on the puck for Seawolves. Picked up by Kalilo. Is banged to the wall by Richard. And will dump in the Rutgers zone. Murphy on the forecheck for the Seawolves. And Kalilo both going to the net. Puck is up in the air, knocked down by Nad.
But if you watch it,
when that puck went up good job by Kawicki to get in front of Nad, not allowing him entrance into the Seawolves zone. Puck it's getting a little nasty now. You can see it's really starting to get a little contested out there.
Yeah,
you know?
the puck is just kind of bouncing up and down in the air, and nobody's really laying claim to it.
Right. So it's Sherding. Sherding will just flip it, and off the rafters. Faceoff will be in the Seawolves zone as he shot it from the inside the blue line. And faceoff will be in the Seawolves zone to the right of Yoda. Down to 11:21 to go in the third period. Seawolves still up by the score of 3-1. Nad up against Riccardi. Riccardi wins it. And the teams battle for the puck. Nad after Riccardi. Riccardi makes a spin move, then loses it. Back to the point. Shot. Oh, Yoda got it in the glove, juggled it, and then gobbled it up.
And that's a situation where when that puck pops up in the air, goalies probably see that in slow motion. They're like, okay, I got to make sure I bring this puck in and do it quick.
All right, face-off to the left of Yoda. Play's been in the Seawolves zone for a little bit longer this period than I think they'd want. But credit Rutgers for doing a good job of keeping that puck in the zone. Back to the point. Shot fired high over the top of the net. Loose puck behind the net. Picked up by Shirting. Over to Boza. Boza will skate it out. Boza will dump and chase. Palmieri in on the forecheck for the Seawolves. Gets to the puck first. Now loses it. They battle. Palmieri trying to get that puck, as Boza is too. Puck is loose now. Palmieri will get to it. Picks it up. Sends it across to Crockett. Fires a screen shot. Loose puck in front. Boza got knocked down in front. And then Marcelo pounced on the loose puck.
Really nice play there by Marcelo.
Watch this play.
And you're going to see how close it came. Did you watch Boza here? He's just fighting for that every last inch. And Crockett gets in on it. Palmieri's trying to get in there. But Marcelo smartly jumps on top of it and makes the play.
And face-off. Crockett wins it clean. Back to Cartwright. He'll just fire behind the net. Palmieri will get back there. He'll send it back around. Boza will get on Siegel. Gets a stick on his pass. And blocks it. Back to the point to Cartwright. Sends it across to Kasha. He's got Boza in the slot, but Boza loses it. Down in front. Deflection wide by Palmieri. Cartwright will send it back behind that. Good zone time here for the Seawolves. As Rutgers right now is not even really kind of attacking. They're just kind of waiting.
And this is their first sustained pressure in several minutes.
This is Crockett. He'll control. Gets dumped down. Boza will control it. Back to the point to Kasha. His shot's deflected. Loose. Boza behind the net. Skids back out to Kasha on the half wall. Kasha sends it back down. Rutgers picks it up, fires it up over the top into their own bench. Faceoff will be in the zone. No, it's coming out because it went off of Seawolf glove. So
and now we're going to see the top line of the Seawolves. You're going to have Stemke, Colello, and Murphy out there, and they've played well in this game.
Rutgers wins the draw. This is Richards. Richards being watched by Colello. This puck's dumped in to the Seawolves zone. Richards back to get it. Back up the wall. Colello missed it. Richards with the shot. Deflection. Miller actually got a stick on it.
That Miller was, as he had Mishenko right in front, he was going for the deflection, and Miller stuck his stick out and said, I'm getting there first.
Stemke picks up the puck, carries it in, sends it back to Murphy. Murphy controls. Murphy spins and turns. Just gets a pass over to Richards, but Richards is in deep. Sends it back to Colello. Behind the net, trying to get it back out to Murphy. But it was deflected. Puck is back into the Seawolves zone. Richards, Murphy, Miller. This is Colello with the puck, trying to get it to Stemke. Stemke is offsides if he touches it.
And then he gets up
and then he gets railroaded.
Colello did a great job to keep that puck right at the blue line and not push it over.
And that's going to be an icing on Rutgers. Parker Bishop is frustrated out there, as Shirting is. They're all frustrated because it's
not their night.
It's not their night, exactly. They're just, they're up in the score, but they're not up in their in their machoism,
And when it comes down to it, hockey is an ego game too.
Yeah, big time.
You want to feel like you're the big man out there.
And it's frustrating because they're playing a team that's playing very tenacious. Face off to the left of Marcelo, to the point to Kwiecki. He just sends one in. Oh, almost went in. Loose puck was there, and battle in front. Now we got a net off the mooring, so the whistle blows. That was a real tough shot. Kwiecki sent it right on goal toward the net. I'm not sure if it deflected off anybody, but Marcelo, again, was screened.
And you watch it there, and here's where the net pops off.
And this puck comes out. Rutgers comes out with it. This is Delandro on the off wing, being watched by Bishop. Good play by Bishop, taking Delandro off the puck. And that puck by Rule gets blocked. That did not get through. That puck gets squirted through, but knocked down by Bishop. Bishop carrying out through the neutral zone. The puck gets squirted through. Delandro gets it. He's with Nad. Back checking is Palmieri. He stays with Nad. Puck's loose. Crockett on Nad. Bishop on McCutcheon. A big hit there by the Seawolf on McCutcheon. Got a little extra business going on there. And the referee's going to let it go. Palmieri with a big hit. This puck squirts past Bozer.
And this is going to be the point of the game where you start seeing both teams start to shorten their bench a little bit.
Yes.
As we get into the latter portion of the game, you're going to start seeing really bailing the top two line for both teams out there.
Yeah, that shot by McCutcheon right on, gobbled up by Yoda. Little business going on there to the lower left of your screen.
And you see Alder he stares at it and just goes right past.
Face off to the left of Yoda. And loose puck picked up by the Seawolves. Kasha rushing the puck, and he dumps. Could have been a 3-on-1. Lee in on the forecheck. Leaf gets to that puck and then loses it.
It wasn't necessarily the wrong move because Lee's got incredible speed to make it down there and really get that dump and chase going.
All right, puck dumped in by Rutgers. Back out to the neutral zone by Cartwright. That's an offsides play if they touch it. And back out to the Rutgers zone. Siegel. Oh, he fanned on it. That's why you always got to be ready because those flub fan passes create some mayhem.
Yes, they do. They also create opportunity.
Loose puck in the neutral zone. Kasha will bang it out. Now it's banged back in the Seawolf zone.
Rutgers gets a new line out there.
Yeah, Rutgers will change it up. Kasha will try to send it up the wall. And the Bolander is there to prevent that center ice feed play. So if you watch what Rutgers does, and Yoda will hold it up, but if you watch what they do, as soon as the puck is turned over, immediately three men in the neutral zone.
Yeah, and then they start making that pass quickly. They don't let it sit around. They go right from the get-go and get up into the...
They just do a two-man forecheck, three in the middle, and as soon as the puck starts to get turned over, the third man will roll in the zone, and the 2D will slowly creep in over the blue line. It's like clockwork. This puck is deflected to the corner. Bishop on it, and does he come away with it? That shot just sailed off the shoulder of Yoda, sailing to the neutral zone on that pass. This is Sherding trying to bang it in the zone. He gets it in, picked up by Linker. Linker trying to get it to Sherding, but it deflected right on goal.
Interesting, we're seeing here Linker playing with Murphy and Stemke.
Which is telling me, what? Linker on the line with Stemke and Miller, with Stemke and Murphy.
That's not something we've seen yet tonight.
Okay, it's interesting. And Linker may have some jump, maybe, or maybe the coach is resting someone. You never know. This is Stemke coming in. He's got Murphy. Stemke tries to get around his man and unable to do so. Back out to the neutral zone. And the puck is skidded to the corner by Yoda. And this puck is going all the way down. No icing, waved off because Stemke beat the icing and then it's dumped. Oh, and the puck goes right along the dasher.
That's not something you see every day.
Stemke trying to send it. Palmieri was right in front of that net. Back to the point to Sherding. Sherding will send up a shot. Oh, off the leg. Might have hit Rule. Now into the neutral zone. Nice play by Sherding. What a play.
Really great play. Just got down and blocked that pass. Yasinchuk was all the way down. Nobody around him.
Sherding gets a shot off. Glove save by Marcelo. We're down to the last 4:34 to go in the third period. Stony Brook Seawolves up by the score 3-1. Remember, these two teams will be doing it again tomorrow night at 8:30. And that puck hits the netting and we'll face it off inside the Rutgers zone.
And now we're going to see Rutgers down 2, 4.5 minutes to go. They're going to start playing very aggressively and trying to get as many pucks in on Yoder as they can.
All right, back to the point. Miller will just keep it in. This is Nad. Sends it up the wall, trying to get out, and he does. Nad using his speed, breaking through in a 3-on-1. Out in front, saved by Yoda, and a secondary shot over the top of the net. Nad just used his size and his strength to bowl through there on the. Yeah, Rutgers is going to go again.
And they got 2 guys going at the Nate Richards.
I think what has to happen there is the other guys have to go too.
The faceoff's going to come all the way back down. It's going to be out of the zone. Yeah. So you have a lot. You're going to have a couple penalty minutes here for both sides. As it's going to be.
No, that's not a good move. That's Rutgers one of their best lines tonight, and you know to lose a player on that line, number 1, and then number 2 to take a penalty here so late in the game.
Yeah, that's just one of those where you have those mental mistakes that come back to haunt you at the end.
Yep, 21. That's it. Delandro will go off.
There we go. Watch the 3-on-1 here. Here's Nad. He's just going to McCutcheon. He may have had a better shot if he went for Delandro, because Delandro would have had a better opportunity for it.
Face off to the right of Marcelo. We got the referee now talking to the coach, and he's warning him. He's pointing right at him, and he's about ready to toss him. He's going to toss him.
Well, the coach is saying the magic 4-letter words that nobody wants to hear when they're trying to explain something to him.
Yep. Nice play by Murphy using his feet. Shot did not get through and fired all the way down. Riccardi back to get it for the Seawolves and sent back up the wall by Yoda. This is Stemke, controls for the Seawolves, being watched by Fitch. Riccardi up through the neutral zone to Palmieri. Palmieri skates in, he'll hold up. Back up to the point to Riccardi. Riccardi's got Shirting at the other point. Sends it, and a shot blocked down, did not get through. Shirting winds and fires off the leg of Rule. Shirting is firing with reckless abandon here.
And this is the first sign of life we've seen from the Stony Brook power play tonight. And if they can put one in here, that may all but put the game away.
Yeah. Murphy with the shot and the pad, between the pads save by Marcelo.
48 seconds gone in this power play. Already 2 shots on goal for the Seawolves and 2 good chances. As though they've been very hard shots on Marcelo.
That line actually got something done. That was the best looking power play they had all night. Let's see if the Crockett line can do better. Face-off win by Crockett. Wins a lot of face-offs.
He does. He's probably got the highest percentage of face-off wins on this team right now.
Kasha with the point, with the puck. Sends it to Ossowski down low. All the way around. Picked up by Cartwright. It was just fire it in. And Kalillo back up to Ossowski with the puck. Back up the wall to Cartwright. Cartwright will carry it. Oh, loses it. Ossowski loses it too.
McCutcheon using his size to get around Ossowski for that puck.
And a good play by Ossowski to get back. Crockett pins his man off the wall, and here comes Kasha. He loses it. Seawolves just gotta play with, gotta keep control of that puck. Gotta watch it. That Rutgers team is not giving up on those pucks. Puck's tipped in around the net. Kalillo goes back and gets it, and he loses it. Siegel loose out in front and gobbled up by Marcelo.
Smart play by Marcelo there just to get on top of that puck and get the whistle.
6 seconds to go, and they'll come back with a regular line for the next shift. Seawolves are 0 for on the power play. Seawolves have been not able to capitalize on the power play in this game. Big hit down there by Lee on Rule. Now puck skids past Rule, picked up by Stemke. Oh, he almost made a nice move. Good defensive play by Richards, but Stemke's going to kick the puck again. He's got control of it. He's got Murphy with him. Stemke tries in front to Lee. Oh, and he just missed. Might have been a save by Marcelo. I'm not sure if it's getting past him. Puck is loose. Seawolves controlling the puck now, right? Stemke makes a move around Rule, and then it's tripped. And referee looking right at the play, no call. This is Murphy doing a great job controlling that puck. And a fluttering shot skids through, gobbled up by Marcelo. .123 to go in the third period. And there's a timeout being called by Rutgers.
And now they're going to try to get their setup together. And once they get the puck into the Stony Brook zone, we're going to see Marcelo come out of the net. And they're going to put the extra attacker on.
All right, Seawolves want to try to just keep the puck in the zone, and Rutgers wants to get the puck in the Seawolves zone so they can pull their goalie, get an extra skater on, and try to get one quick. Seawolves are going to be out with Crockett, Palmieri, Bozer, Bishop, and Shirting. All right, face-off will be to the right of Marcelo. Crockett on the draw for the Seawolves. Seawolves win the puck and get it deep. Rule will fire it all the way around the wall. Shirting will keep and fire it back in. 1:13 to go in the third period. Stretch pass. Does not get through, but picked up by Fitch now. Fitch will hold. Picked up by Crockett. Crockett will fire it off the wall, but not out. Seawolves here need to control the puck. Shirting will fire to the empty net. It was tapped by a stick with a high stick, and the net is empty now, so the Seawolves will be just gunning for the empty net. Bozer just dumps it around. Back to the point. To Bishop. Fires a shot. He scores! Parker Bishop makes up for everything with that one tonight. On that nice blistering wrist shot, the Seawolves take the 4-1 lead. And good night, Irene, as they say.
Yeah, that should just about do it here. As we're going to watch it from behind the net. And you can look at this wrist shot. It just went through everybody on Rutgers.
All right, so that strategy didn't work. Okay, 42.5 seconds to go in the game. The Seawolves up by 3 goals now. And will look to come away with a victory. Stretch pass to Osaski. And loose puck. Nad will pick it up and skate it down. He watched by Shirting. Shirting drives Nad to the wall, but picked up by Riccardi. Riccardi will skate it out. Through the neutral zone, picked up by Richards. He'll fire it back to Nad. Nad being watched in the neutral zone by Osaski. Riccardi picks the loose puck up down to the last 3 seconds to go. And this game is over as Riccardi and guys get together. Lee and the referees step in there. So the game is over. The Stony Brook Seawolves win by the score of 4-1. Shots on goal through the game, 38 for Stony Brook and 27 for Rutgers. It was a good game. Rutgers had a good strategy. The difference is Stony Brook's a better team.
Yeah, but Rutgers really did put them to the test. And that's going to be some adjustments that Stony Brook's going to have to make tomorrow to get past all that.
Yeah, I mean, Marcelo definitely stopped potentially 4 or 5 real good goal scoring chances, but had, 34 saves in the game that were good saves.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, listen, these two teams will get together again tomorrow night, so tune in to StonyBrookHockey.com, and you can watch it live. On behalf of Andy Sukoff, Andy Mignani, Trevor, our controller, have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.